Hi guys. Okay, so this is what we're gonna make today. This tutorial came highly requested and I just posted my video yesterday of what I made for my Merry Mail, and I did make a napkin. I used a napkin to make a zippered pouch, and I'm gonna show you how to do that in this video, so stay tuned. Let us hope that all the things go smoothly. First, some housekeeping. Let us address the elephant in the room. Now, this is the elephant, okay? This is the elephant that's in the room. As you guys may know, those of you who are my loyal and faithful watchers, thank you so much. I had a Q-Fun laminator. And I was planning on buying a laminator, which I said in the video, and then Q-Fun reached out and I was like, how? Perfect, because my laminator was on its last leg. And I really wanted a fancy one. I wanted one that could do larger paper, that was just, you know, a little nicer than the Scotch one that I had. Now I have had many laminators over the years, many. I homeschool my children, so imagine for 13 plus years, and even before that, because I am just a crazy person. I believe in laminating, okay? I've had many laminators. I've had basically all the laminators, but I've never had one that was this nice because I could never justify it. You may notice that this is not a Q-Fun laminator. This is a Laminator laminator. So let me just give y'all 2 seconds on why and what had happened, okay? So actually, while I was making the item that I'm gonna show you right now, which many of you have requested tutorials on my laminating napkins, I have heard you. I've just been so sick, but I am feeling better, so let us do this. While I was making the item that I'm gonna show you, it got stuck in the Q-Fun laminator, which, you know, that happens. Stuff gets stuck in laminators all the time. There is a little brake system on the back of all laminators. It is not unique. They call it ABS. I guess it's anti-lock brake system. I don't know. But that only stops the laminator. So what happened is the napkin that I was laminating went in and it rolled around the rollers in here. So there was no way to take it out, and pressing that little brake wouldn't have done anything. So I did try to get it out. I basically knew right then and there that it was going to be ruined, because I'm like, how can I open it up? I could not figure out. Now, I have a master's in engineering, okay? So I could not figure out how to get the laminator open in a way that wasn't going to break it. Reached out to the company after I had already done some troubleshooting, and I just told them hey, the laminator I broke it. It's my fault, I guess. You know, I don't know. I don't actually know fully if it's my fault. I mean, it is my fault because I was laminating something, but I just feel like that happens with laminators. You know, stuff gets stuck. It's not a big deal. I started off by saying hey, it's my fault. Can you send me another one? Before we did any troubleshooting, because I already knew the laminator was a lost cause. Then we spent a long time going back and forth, them trying to help me, only for them to tell me, hey, the laminator is lost cause, which I was like, I know, I told you that when we first started. And then they were you know, in the future, you know, you need to make sure you know how to use it before you start using it. I'm like, well, I know how to use a laminator. And also there were no directions, and I'm you know, paper jams are inevitable. Anyway, this is turning into a long thing. Moral of the story, I ended up buying the laminator that I was gonna buy before Q-Fun reached out, which is this Laminator. The reason why I was gonna get this one is because, number one, it has way more good reviews on Amazon, and that's usually just how I make my decisions when I don't have I was open to the Q-Fun because I've seen a lot of people they've reached out to a lot of people. I don't see a lot of people regularly using it. Actually, I just saw Tony posted a video today. So hers is still fine and working. So you are still obviously welcome to buy that. But I took the video down because I didn't want to advertise for a laminator that I'm not actually using. So this laminator I bought with my very own money. Okay, this is the one that I had researched and was going to buy. And the reason that I chose this one originally over the Q-Fun, but the Q-Fun was free, was because they've been making laminators for 15 years. This is not a sponsored video. They do not know I exist. I bought this by myself, but I just wanted you guys to know from the future on, this is the laminator that I've been using. This is the laminator I will be using. And I know many of you bought the Q-Fun laminator, and I'm happy for you. I hope it works out. A million minutes, but I just wanted to say it because I know some of you guys watch the video and you're going to be like, where's the Q-Fun laminator? That's where it is. The Q-Fun laminator is no more. At this point, even if they sent me one, I wouldn't use it because I have this one, and I don't like when people are mean. I don't like that. All right. So anyway, let's get into the reason you clicked on this video, which is you want to know how to make this laminated zipper pouch napkin thingy. All right, so how I love pouches. I make pouches all the time. And in my last video that I posted yesterday, because I'm recording this video, I actually posted it today, but for you it's yesterday because I'm going to post this tomorrow. I showed you a North Pole napkin that was a rectangle that I turned into a zippered pouch. I wanted to change it because Christmas is over. It's time for Valentine's Day. And I wanted to show you two different options you have. So when you laminate, you can laminate anything. You could make this with scrapbook paper. You could make this with a napkin. You could make this with, you know, regular paper. You could make this with cardstock. You could make this with fabric. You could make this with fabric, but I'm going to show you how to make a fabric one in another video, not this one, because fabric is done a little differently. And another thing that you can make this with, which is what I haven't done yet, but I want to, is this. These are tape. You guys know I'm obsessed with tablecloths. Now, usually I buy the ones and I sew with them like fabric, the ones that are flannel back, the PEVA ones. But these are just the cheapy ones from Dollar Tree. And I wanted to give you guys options. So you can make this out of fabric, which I am going to do, but not in this video. This is fabric that I hauled in my Black Friday haul, which is a video on my channel. I got it in a huge 100 pack from Amazon, and it was like super economical. And I'm going to make a pouch out of this, but not in this video. So you'll have to subscribe and stay tuned. But I was thinking, I'm like, man, I want to make one with this. So maybe you went to Home Goods like me. You're obsessed with Home Goods and TJ Maxx, and you bought these gorgeous napkins. That's what we're going to work on today. Or maybe you went to, you know, Michael's and you got, I'm not Michael's. Oh my gosh. Marshall's, and you got these beautiful napkins, which are also so cute. So you can do this with so many things. You can also do this with paper, guys. So you don't have to have napkins, but it's just fun because some of the napkin prints are so pretty. Like, I don't have paper that looks like this. And napkins are a lot more economical than paper, because this was $4.99 for 40. This one napkin alone, when you open it up, the only thing about this is there's only gold foil in this top corner. So unless you make a really small pouch, it's going to look a little bit weird. So I'm probably, well, I mean, it's fine. If you don't mind some of your pouch having gold foil and some of it not, that's the only thing with like napkins that have foiling. But on this napkin opens up probably into 6. I think it does. Let's see. Yeah, so this napkin, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I cannot wait to make this. Can't wait. Like, I just can't wait. Okay, so I haven't made one with this. I made one with the other napkin, which was harder. So this is a much easier project. So basically we're going to pretend we have the ticket. We're just going to cut this into a rectangle. Also, we're going to make one with this guy. And I'm not going to show you the whole process, but I am going to show you the finished results, because the process is exactly the same. But I'll show you the cutting and everything, because I know some of you are visual and you want to see every single thing. So if this video is long, blame the people that want to see every single thing, not me. Okay. All right, guys. So super easy. Basics. How to laminate. So easy. All right. Another thing you guys want to know is, what is this laminating pouch that you're using? Because my stuff is matte. And I've told you guys in the past that I love a matte situation. So my favorite is this llama. I know, it looks so funny. I have this linked. I'm working on an Amazon storefront, but there's just so many things to do. But I do have the link. I will have the link to this. This is 5 mil. You can do 3 mil. Sometimes the 3 mil sells out. So if you see it, get it, grab it, because it'll be gone again. What do they mean scissors included? Does this come with scissors? It sure does. Wow. Wow. I did not even know that. Wow. And I bought, this is not my first pack. I think this is a new inclusion. Also, some of you are like, I want something on the ground. Okay, no problem. You can get these Scotch ones. Now, I don't love Scotch. I will tell you, I'm not a fan of Scotch laminating pouches. However, their matte pouches are good. And I did use, because I have these, I'm going to use them. These are the ones that I actually used to make the pouches that you may have seen on my channel or other people's channel that brought you over here. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to make one of them. I'm going to make this guy because he's so thin. I'm going to make him in the 5 mil, and then I'm going to make this one in 3 mil. It does not matter. The 3 mil can make them both. The 5 mil can make them both. The 5 mil is just a little bit stiffer. It's a little thicker. So when I make covers and stuff, I like to use 3 mil because then it folds and bends a little easier. But because we're not bending this, it really doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So I think that's all the housekeeping out of the way. And I'm going to try to make this video so that I don't have to edit it that much, because editing takes hours. I also will let you guys know, full transparency, I have no plans for this video, okay? I have no measurements. I got nothing. So we're doing this together, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is look at this prettiness. And you know what's nice? This actually, so this, like when you look at this, at some point toward the middle, it switches directions. So it's almost like they want us to cut it in half, which is what we're going to do. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our napkin. Now, again, I told you guys, you got napkins at the house. You went to Hobby Lobby and found some napkins. You have, you know, I would not laminate fabric. I don't know. I might try it. I don't see why you would do that, because that's extra and unnecessary. But I mean, if you want to do it, do it. Okay. You don't need to, because you could just make this without laminating it. And I will do a tutorial on pouches very, very soon. Now, the question is, do we want the inside to be pretty? Now, when I made my laminating North Pole things, I did not make the inside pretty. What do we think, guys? Should we make the inside pretty? Why not? We're rich in napkins. We're rich in napkins. So I'm going to cut this. This is going to be the inside. Why not? Because it's kind of weird with the foiling anyway. Let us just make this the inside. Okay, something else that we're going to need. Let's talk while we cut. We're going to need some zippers. Now, you can get zippers at a lot of places. A lot of places. I got my zippers originally a long time ago from Amazon. And I got a big pack, and it had a whole bunch of colors, because I was like, I'm not making a lot of laminating projects. So these are the colors that I have left. I have since made a lot of laminating projects. Is this burgundy gonna match? Wait. You guys, it doesn't match perfectly. But here's the thing. When am I gonna... Oh, I'm gonna use this color. Yes, I'm gonna use that because that is cute. That's the thing. I want to use these. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use up these zippers. Now this, I think these I'll have no problem using. I could have used like brown if I was doing like some kind of sweetheart thing. So I had a bunch more of these, and I will link these in the description bar. I feel like these are the cheapest way to get a bunch of zippers, and you don't have to mess with adding on teeth. Now I have since bought like the zipper, like the whole string, and then you have to add your own thing. I mean, it's fine. I don't recommend it, especially if you're just doing this for paper crafting. Just buy. These are, how long are these? The only thing is your pouch can't be bigger than your zipper. So if you guys hear kids running around, listen, there's a lot of kids that live here. So these are about 9 inches. So I like to make mine no wider than like where the zipper pull and the little edge are. So how big should we make this pouch, you guys? Let's make it 7 inches. Okay. Okay. Let's do that. All right. So, or we could make it a little bit wider, and then it would just be a little bit open at the top. What do we think? This is going to be a lot easier than the North Pole one, because the North Pole one I had to worry about the shape of the thing, and I'm extra and I want it to be in the shape of a ticket. So for this one, we're going to do this. And then for our bag that we make, which is this guy, we're going to do purple. Why not? Because the pink is not the same pink. So purple it is. All right. Also, another option for zippers, while we're being crazy, are these zippers at Hobby Lobby. Now, the reason why I like these two is because they are extremely long. And no matter what size of zipper you get at Hobby Lobby, they all cost the same price. So what do? Always buy the 22-inch ones, because they are extremely long. And then I can make this as however long I want. I don't have to worry about it. And then I just cut it when I'm ready. But, oh, look, I think I bought a whole pack of pink ones on Temu. Maybe. But I know for sure I got these on Amazon, and they work great. The Temu ones are the same size. Amazon is basically Temu, so I mean, but you just get it a lot faster. So if you're like me and you don't like to wait, I'll put the link to the Amazon. And I don't even know if they sell, you know, Temu goes in and out of stock. I bought these years ago. So, yeah, because I had all these sewing plans that never came to fruition. All right. So we have our 2 zipper pulls right here. Am I still recording? Let us check, because my phone likes to play with me. Okay, we're still recording, guys. Everything's fine. Let me just tilt this a little bit. There we go. All right. So we decided that we're going to make our thing 7 inches wide. How tall do we want these pouches to be? Are we gonna do little pencil pouches? This is all up to you guys. None of this matters. Let us see. So if we do 7 inches, I want to see how big 7 inches wide is because I like my things to look a certain way. Don't worry about these wrinkles. When we laminate it, they'll all press out, okay? And remember, we want these to be in the right direction, which they are. Okie dokie. So I'm going to cut these separately because I want to make sure that I have, like, you see how this is upside down? If I don't have to include that, I'm not going to. So I'm going to cut these, and then these, this is the inside, so I don't even care. This is just gonna be cut. All right. Paper trimmers. Is this gonna cut on my paper trimmer, guys? Let's try. Let us find out. It might like cut the napkin all weird. I might have to draw a line. I don't know if I recommend using the paper trimmer, but let us try together. So we're gonna do this 7, and we're gonna see if it cuts. Why not? Let's just see. So we're gonna turn this over here, and we're gonna line that side because this side has white on it and I don't feel like messing with it. All right, so let's, this is not gonna work, just so we're on the same. I mean, this blade is extremely sharp, but I don't know that I recommend this. I think what I recommend is that you draw a line. Guys, why? Okay, you wanna know. I know at this point, I built the anticipation. So I'm gonna cut it at 7.5 because it's gonna rip. Listen, it did not rip. It did not rip. So now we are going to go to, we feel brave. So we're going to go to 7 and we're going to cut this out. So we're going to cut this at 7. And I like to start in the middle here because if you start on the end, it will tear. Okay. And there's no chance that it won't tear if you start on the end. Okay. I have a fresh new blade. All right. So that's part of the reason why this is 7 inches wide. How cute. All right. Let's cut this one 7. And we're going to do it on this side. So we are going to cut. So if you're using paper, here is the time to cut your paper. Now, remember, we're cutting this at 7, but we're going to laminate it, which means it's going to be a little bit bigger than 7. So that's okay, though, because our zipper can hold even more than that. All right. So we're at 7 here. You might hear cars in the house. Oh, it tore it. It's fine. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. So we're just going to make this side a little tiny bit smaller. Okay, look at that. Look at this. Look at this. You didn't even know. You didn't even notice. Did you notice that this was cut? You didn't notice. I think someone's driving in the house. I can't. This is what happens when you live with 3 little boys and 1 big one. All right, so this is 7. Now, what size do we like? Do we want it to be cute and kind of tall? I think so. Isn't that cute? You know what I should be thinking about is what can fit in my laminating sheet, because this thing is 11. Let me make these 5.5. No, that's too much. Yeah, because it's 11.25. What I want to do is use 1 laminating sheet. So we're gonna make this like, I don't know, like maybe like 5.25. How about that? Because after we laminate it and stuff. Now I'm being super brave and doing 2 at once because I ain't never scared. All right, let's try. Yes. Okay, it worked. Okay. Come on. And all right, guys, look at our beauty right here. Now let's do the same thing, but this one I'm gonna leave doubled up because I don't care. Oh, I already cut it. It's fine. I'm gonna leave it doubled up now that I know. So this is gonna be 7, right? Where's the gold? Should I save the gold? Yes, I'm gonna save the gold for another project. I mean, some of it's gonna get cut right now, but this is the inside, so I don't care as much, you know? So let's do 7 right here. Lord. Okay, so we did 7. So now we have this much. We almost have a whole thing left, but not the whole thing, but we're going to save this. And we're going to save this. We can make these into bookmarks, okay? And this can become like another, I probably can make another little pouchy out of this or something. Okay, I just had another idea. Craziness. All right, so now we're going to cut these. What did we do again? We did 5.25, yes. We're going to do it on this side, which is the neat side. And we're gonna go right to 5.25. When you're looking at this on the scoreboard, look at the 5.25 up here, but there's a line. Make sure that it's in line, because I feel like sometimes the projects don't come out because it wasn't really cut straight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for sewing, it's not as important, but this is just a paper crafting tip, you know? This is just a paper crafting tip. All right, make sure you use a really sharp blade or cut this. Draw a line on the back and cut it if your thing is not. Okay, so now we have these guys, and we're gonna put them back to back. If your pattern is directional, the top is this way. And if this pattern is directional, the top is also this way. And then we're gonna put them ugly sides together because we're gonna laminate these like this. So we're gonna, and if you want, you can put a little bit of double-sided tape. You guys don't mind my son. I'll never be able to do a tutorial. This is the reason why I don't do them that often, because I live with a lot of people. Okay, so just to keep this straight, just to keep ourselves from being stressed out about it shifting and stuff, we're just gonna put 2 little pieces of tape on, you know, one side of it, and then that way we're gonna take this off. Where's my pokey tool? Where's my pokey tool? Where it is? There it is. I'm still using my Halloween one. Thank you, Tony. I need to make I didn't make a Christmas one. Christmas is rough. I need to make a Valentine's. I'm gonna make a bunch of Valentine's Day ones, I think. Okay, this is getting in my way. We don't need this right now or anymore, I don't think. I think we're done with this for this project. Oh, why didn't you guys remind me that we were making this out of paper cloth? Okay, so let me show you this again. We're gonna put these to the side, and remember we're making it out of a tablecloth too. For those of you that wanted to see this is gonna be easy peasy because we have lines. Okay, so I didn't think you guys needed to watch me struggle, but I did cut this out. I was struggling with the packaging, and then I was like, okay, you know how to cut this at this point. And I just cut this, and I'm gonna just I cut it on one of the creases so that it would be lined up, and now I'm just gonna cut this last section. And for this one, I'm gonna do it without lining the inside, just to show you like the difference. This one is super thin, but it will still be just fine. It'll still be just fine. I was gonna put white paper behind it because I don't want to put a different color, because I was thinking about putting paper as the lining to show you that. But if I do pink paper, because this is so thin, it's gonna like cloud it. And then I could do white paper, but I'm like, oh, I'll just do nothing. So you guys, I still have so much left. I literally used one little section and it still has like all of this. I can still fold it again. It's still basically all here. Like I barely used anything. So this one, I only bought one of these. One of these can last you like years, basically. And these are just from the Dollar Tree this year. And it is literally in their $1.50 section for Valentine's Day. And I thought it was a cute print. And that's why I buy those, because I've been turning them into things. Now, of course, I told you I use the PEVA when I want to use it at, like, actually turn it inside out and do that kind of stuff. But for this, since I'm laminating it, I'm fine to just use this super paper thin thing here, and I'm not gonna line the inside of this one. Okay, so now we don't need this anymore. We are done. Let me put this away because I like my desk clear as possible, because you know I need space for all the things. That's just how my brain is. All right, so now right side down, directional, up is that way. This one, right side up. This is the lining. It doesn't matter either way, okay? And then this is also right side this way. So I'm gonna try my best to line these up as good as I can. And maybe I could have put these together and then cut it, but it's fine, guys. It's not that serious. Okay, so they're kind of together. They hold together good enough. And then let me do this one. Now we are ready to laminate. So I'm gonna use my Scotch thing here because it's open and I'm trying to use it up. After I'm done with this, I probably will not rebuy it. Okay, let me just show you the difference. And we're gonna use the 5 mil, which is the thicker one. So I have a little bit sturdier of a pouch. So I'm just gonna take one out of here. I like to keep them in the box so I can remember, because all the laminating pouches look the same. So you see how you can see this, because this is a little thicker, you can see it, but they're both matte and they're both wonderful. I believe in matte laminating pouches. The glossy ones are nice too. There's a place for that. And some of my stuff I do make glossy because I think it's pretty, but I also really like matte. So we're gonna make, so remember we said we're gonna use our 5 mil for this guy. So all you have to do when you're laminating is open up the laminating sheet, put the item you'd like to laminate inside of said sheet. Make sure that you leave, you know, a good space. Now, I am usually like super cheap when it comes to my laminating, but I'm not going to do that because I'm on camera. Oh my gosh. Normally I'm like, let me move it over so I can do a bookmark. I might still do that, guys, because I just can't. I can't. Didn't I say I had bookmark pieces? Oh, these are too thick. They can't fit. I'm not going to hold you. I normally would have put like stickers or something around here because I believe in using this laminating stuff is not cheap. So I like to use it. Okay. But because I'm on video, fine, we'll just do it wherever. And then I try to make in here and line because it's just one less thing that I have to cut. So I try to keep this like up so that I don't have to cut over there, and I try to keep it in line. So not all the way, because we wanted to have a seal all the way around. The thing about the top of the laminating sheet is that it already has a seal. It's already sealed right at the very top, but I like to have another seal. And then you just take this guy, you leave enough space because there's going to be like a 1/8 border around here that if you cut into it, it'll open up the laminating pouch, and we don't want that. So we want to leave enough space. Now you don't need to leave this much space, but because I'm already going to waste. Okay, let me just try one more time. I don't think this can fit. No, it can't. Okay, it's fine. This is why crafting takes me so long, because this is the kind of stuff that I do. It's my engineering brain. I can't help myself. All right. So this guy is ready to go into the laminator. This guy is not. So let's open it up again. Easy peasy. We'll repeat this process again. It is so simple. It doesn't matter which direction is which. Oh, but look here. Look here. I like to see my front though, because the front, look, this front has a little white thing. This must have been the one I didn't trim. And I do want to trim it because I want it to look pretty from the front. Take this out. Probably don't cut over your laminating thing because it holds on to everything. And I still can't find my lint roller. Ugh. Okay, let's put this in here. Okay. Close her up. And it's like when you iron, you know, like you're ironing, because you don't want to see how that has a fold right there. You want to address that because otherwise it's going to laminate like that. And we don't necessarily want that on the outside. Now on the inside, I don't care. Okay, I don't care about the inside, but the outside, I do care. If these were going to be sold, but they're not, so they are not. Okay, so now we have our 2 laminating pouches ready to go through our laminator. Very simple here, guys. And this is one thing also that I love about fancier laminators is that they load from the front. So we're going to bring our laminator back in frame. It's all heated up. It is green, which means it is ready to go. Oh, this is nice. Oh, that's different than the other one. I can fit something underneath it. That is actually, you don't think that would be helpful, but it actually really is, because look. All right, so we're gonna just stick this through. Sealed edge first. That's what it say. Okay. Ta-da, ta-da. Then we're just gonna wait. Maybe I'll cut this part of the video or speed it up. Okay, and then I usually like to turn it around and laminate it on the other side. So I'm gonna do that and speed this up. Okay, so we're basically done. Another thing I will say too that I also liked about this laminator is that you don't have to change it from 3 mil to 5 mil. You just run it through and it like can detect, and it just does it. And I like that because sometimes I forget and I just put them through. Okay, so we're gonna turn this off. And this also has the cold thing, which I just saw Tony use today. It's basically like if you wanna, you know, stick something together onto something else. Oh my gosh, I have napkin all over me. And not in a laminating way, like just like what she was doing was she was putting vinyl on a sheet of paper and she just wanted to come out smooth, so she put it through. So that's another good use for a laminator. All right, so this thing, another thing that this thing has, it comes with like this guy here, and it does like, it's nice because it does like a scalloped border, it does a straight border, and it does a perforated border, but I'm not going to mess with that right now because I haven't messed with that enough to do that on camera. So what I usually do is, all of us have old paper trimmers, and this is my old faithful that I love. Oh my gosh, I love this paper trimmer so much. However, they're not making these little things anymore. I can't get any more of these, and I love it so much. I really wish that they would like start making them again. So because of that, it's now, because my blade is getting dull, it's now become my laminator and chipboard cutter, because I don't like to use my regular paper cutter for that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just line this up, and I'm going to give myself at least 1/8 of an inch. So you see how this, I don't know if you can see, but it lines up. There's this first line right here, which is 1/8 of an inch. So I just want to make sure that I don't go like, that my pattern paper doesn't go like past that, because where it's going to cut is going to be 1/8 of an inch out. So I'm just going to kind of look at it, eyeball it. This doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to cut it. All right, so now I cut this. And I'm also going to do the same here. And remember, this one is our 5mm one. And the other one is our 3mm. So this one is a little bit thicker than that one. And we're going to cut all around, all 4 sides on here. And because on laminating, I like to always like do the corners, which is why most laminators, including this one, come with a corner rounder, because those laminating edges are sharp. Okay, I've hurt myself many times in my many years of laminating, like flashcards for kids, and I'm flipping through the flashcards quick, and it hurts myself and dangerous for like eyes of children and stuff. So I always round my corners, and I'm definitely gonna round the corners on here because whoever gets this, if somebody gets it, I don't want them to poke their eye out. I don't want that for them. And actually I think I'm going to put maybe both of these in my Valentine's Day giveaway that I'm thinking about doing. So, okay, so we cut those, and look, the inside looks fine. Okay, this is what you're going to see when you see the inside. It looks fine. All right, now let's cut our one that here. Okay, guys, so I clipped that out, but I basically cut this out. You just want to make sure these kind of match up. They don't have to be perfectly matched, but you want to make sure they're the same side, because they're going to be 2 sides of our pouch. And then you can see these here. So something that I'll note is, I know I told you guys in the beginning that I don't love Scotch laminating, and it's because you see this line right here. I just feel like I get inconsistent results with them. There's kind of some wrinkling over here. And even on this one too. Now, I mean, this could be because it's a napkin, but I don't think so. I've been using their stuff for a while, and I just feel like I get inconsistent results, where this one is like literally perfect. And this one also could have been wrinkled. So, I mean, you could do what you want. I suggest the ones that are on Amazon, and I've been using them for a long time, and I don't really ever feel like I have these issues. Now, these don't show up as much with glossy as they do matte, but anyway, here are pretty things. They've turned into fabric. So now it is the easy part. All right, so I have pink in my machine, which I almost always do. I like to use Gooderman, but I mean, any thread will work. I did not thread my needle ahead of time because I obviously want to struggle on camera and you guys to see how much I can't see. Where are my glasses? Right here, okay. You guys, I turned 40 last year. Let me tell you something. As soon as I was 39 3/4, my eye doctor was like, you need reading glasses. And I'm like, really? I'm not even 40 yet. Why? My husband's been using them for years, but he didn't need regular glasses. So now I needed reading glasses and regular distance glasses. And that was terrible. So then I just got LASIK because I was like, who's wearing 2 pairs of glasses? I can't do it. And I was wearing contacts, but I was irresponsible and I used to sleep in them. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'm going to get LASIK. So I got LASIK. Amazing. I still have to wear, reading glasses because, that's just old people stuff, and that's fine. It's all right. I understand. All right. So we have our piece here now that we have successfully threaded our needle, and we're using this burgundy. Remember, I said I like to use my zipper from left to right. So I am going to, now the difference here is if we were doing a different pouch, we would be worried about inside out, upside down, all that stuff. We don't have to worry about none of that because we are sewing on paper. So the only thing we have to worry about is where we want this to be on our zipper, because what we're going to do is we're going to take, remember, this is our outside, this is our inside. Our outside, we're going to put on the outside of the zipper. And I like to leave a little space because my bags are not gusseted because I don't feel like doing all of that work. So they're just going to come together at the bottom. So I like to leave a little space at the top. Now, this is eyeballing, okay? The epitome of eyeballing. And this is why using quilt clips, which I will have linked below. I'll link everything that I can find that I use below. I will even link some cutesy Amazon napkins that you can buy in case you can't find these cutesy ones. I'll find you guys some cute ones that you can just order everything, add to cart, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little clip just right here. I'm not even going to worry about, I'm going to do one more clip right here. But honestly, you don't have to worry about clipping more than that because I'm going to hold it on there as I'm sewing because that's just my way. Okay, so I'm going to put another clip right here. I told you guys I love these clips. I use these clips when I'm holding down glue. I do want some space in between my like zipper teeth and my thing. I want like, you know, like, I don't know. What are we going to call that? Like a 1/4 of an inch? Is it even that? I don't know. I want some space though, because I want my bag to be able to open up and actually hold some stuff in it, you know? We just want this bag to be functional. I mean, it's going to be cute. We know that, but we also want it to be functional, okay? So I've just put a little piece there, and then I'm going to just go underneath here and sew this, okay? So let us go to the machine, which is right here. Okay, let me sew this up. All right, so what I want to do, what I like doing here, see, I already took it off. That's why I'm like, you don't worry about putting a whole bunch of things here. I just want to put it where I want it, which is, you know, right about here, just about there. It's fine. I like to have some kind of, I like to be able to sew in a straight line. So let me tell you what I do. Do I need to zoom in some? Hold on, let me show you guys. Let me see, what does 2 do? Oh! All right, now we're close. Let me move this over so you can see. You're in here, okay? This is what I like to do. Okay, all right, stop moving camera, please. Why did I use this one? I should have used my other camera. My other mount. I like for this to be against my zipper, because that way I can sew in a straight line. So let me tell you what I do. It's cheating, but it's what I do. So I will put this down, right? First of all, where it goes down is going to be over here. So I like to start stitching like a little bit beyond that, like start stitching before I get to that. And I like to put this down, right? And then I like to make sure that I have the right amount of space that I want, which is about that much, okay? Then I like to look at this, and I realize it's going to be a little too close for me. So what I do is I go to my machine. Now I need to zoom out, Lord. Okay. I go to my machine and I go right here. And this little part right here, this little, my machine has a thingy like where you can adjust what direction your needle goes in. So I click on that and I move my needle over. This is the stitch length. I'm not going to mess with this. This actually moves how far over your needle goes. So let me show you what happens. I'm going to press the plus and my needle is going to go to the right. Let me show you. So because if I put this going straight down, it's going to come like right to this edge all the way here. And I really would rather stitch like right about here. So I'm going to press that button and it's going to move my, see how it does that? It's cheating, but that way when I put this down, this can just stitch right across here and I can keep it in a straight line, like pressing it against here. So it can keep the same distance here and I can still sew where I want. Okay, so I'm going to move this over a little bit more. To test it out, what I do is on my thing, I'm going to have to actually move my machine. This is annoying. On my sewing machine right here, see that? This thing, this guy right here, this, it controls the needle going down and I turn it to see where the needle is going to fall. So now let me go back in frame and show you. I'm going to twist this to see like, okay, is my needle going to fall? And see, my needle is going to fall all the way over here. So then I'm going to be stitching right along this, which is kind of what I want. Okay. So we're going to go forward a little bit, right? And then we're going to back stitch, which back stitching is just this little button right here. So we're going to back stitch a bit. And can you guys see well? Let's see. There we go. So now we're going to go back forward again. Oh, I don't think I back stitched. And let's back stitch. I'm hurting this hard. You don't want to put too many holes because this is paper, you know? So, and then I like to, like I said, I like this to be leaning against here. And I'm just gonna, now normally I would be going much faster, but I'm trying to record and do this. And what I'm looking at is I'm looking at this distance here. So I have my hand holding it so that it stays straight in a straight line so that I can keep this distance the same, okay? So now we're just gonna, sorry if my camera's shaky. I'm still trying to figure this YouTube thing out. Okay, so now I'm gonna go forward. Okay, this does not have to be perfect, like we talked about many times, okay? So this zipper is gonna get in the way, so I'm gonna lift this up, lift up my presser foot, which is right here, and I'm gonna, I'm gonna open this up a little bit over here, and then I'm gonna turn it back here because I don't want it to get in my way, okay? And remember, I wanna lean up against here, so, okay, so we're gonna go forward a little bit more, and then we're gonna back stitch. And would you believe our bag is almost done. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So now look what we have. So let me back up some so you guys can see. Look. Yeah, there we go. So you see how we go straight across? Nice, right? So we have half of our tote complete. Let me back up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. There we go. So we have half of it is done. So we have stitched across here and we have half of it. Now what we want to do is we want to do the other side. So the other side, what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around, and then we're going to do the same thing that we just did on this side. Okay, so we're going to try to keep it about the same distance away from the zipper. And then we're going to stitch this across just like we did. So I will stay on camera so you can see me do it one more time. Now what we want to make sure is what's important here is we want to make sure that these two line up in this direction and that they line up down here too, right? Because we want, remember we're making a bag and these two pieces are going to come together. So we want these two lines to line up and we want it to line up at the top also. And because I'm doing this side first, I'm going to open this zipper up because otherwise it's going to get stuck, but I'm going to pretend that it's zipped. And then I'm going to do this, and then I want to back stitch. Okay, so let's back stitch some. Okay, and then I want to go forward some again and give myself enough space that I can then lift this up, turn this, close the zipper so that's not in our way, and then do this again. And then I always back stitch. All right. Okay, so now we have sewn both sides to our zipper. So now we are basically almost done. So all we're gonna do now is, normally when you're doing, you know, pouches and stuff, like sewing with fabric, you have to do inside out. But because this is paper and it's not a raw edge, we're just gonna stitch along here to close this up, and then we're gonna basically be done. So we have to make a decision though about these little edge things. So what you can do, and I did these for some of the North Pole pouches, is you can put these in here, and then when you stitch it, you can make sure that this is on the inside like that and stitch it. That's the easiest way, I think, to do it, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. Here, I'm gonna pull this in a little bit, and then I'm gonna also do that here. I mean, honestly, we could also just stitch and then tuck it later. Let's do that. Let's try that on this side. So we're gonna do both. So let's bring my sewing machine forward. Uh-oh, my little guy's coming off here. And let me reposition this camera so you can see. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, cool. And I will fix this. So I'm gonna start, I'm gonna leave a little bit of space. Remember, you wanna make sure that these sides are together. So this here is gonna have, you're gonna have a little bit of space here. So that means that when you're doing your zipper, you're gonna push it up a little bit up here, okay? It's gonna go up a little bit so that you can stitch this. All right, so let's go here. I'm gonna leave about a 1/8 seam allowance here. And we're just gonna stitch around, very simple. We're gonna go all the way around. So it should be easy peasy. And I'm gonna make sure that these are lined up so that it catches both sides, okay? You don't wanna sew it and it only catches one side. It happens. I'm gonna back stitch. I always back stitch because you back stitch, because otherwise if you don't, sometimes your thread will just come right out. And we go easy peasy. Okay, mine is downward. There we go. Now let's go across. Okay, and you still in focus. So many things to look at when you're doing a tutorial. And you can feel free to stitch slower. I'm getting very comfortable with my machine, so I kind of sometimes stitch a little faster because I'm like, all right, let's get this party started. Okay, and then we want to back stitch, and then we want to go forward. Okay, then we're gonna, let's see. Okay guys, so now we basically have our little pouch, and I'm gonna go and tuck in. I'm gonna open it up so it opens like so, and I'm gonna take my little thing here, which is our zipper pouch, and I'm gonna now tuck it and see how that does. And I think I would have wanted it stitched because then it would have held it in place. What do we think? I think I might want to just stitch a little bit right here. Okay. Let's find my zipper foot. I mean my presser foot first. Okay. Good. So I'm just gonna put a few stitches in there just to hold that down. Okay. And it's in line with this guy, so you can barely even tell. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. So I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna tuck this in. So this one is actually a little harder to tuck in, but there is a hole here, so you can tuck it in. It's no problem. I'm just gonna use my pokey tool to help me. It's just the pokey tool is going straight through it. The tweezers might too, but at least I can hold them. Yeah. So we're just gonna stick these in this little hole right here. I'm just literally sticking these in this little hole. That's all, just to hide it. Okay, and that's it, guys. We're basically done. So I'm gonna I'm gonna trim the little threads here. So we have some threads out here that I'm gonna trim. And then we're done, guys. We have our little thing that we made out of a napkin. Look how cute. Okay, so we just zip it closed and we're done. So this one we did, it was super square. So I'm gonna make these corners a little bit rounder. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna round these corners because I don't want any accidents. So we just kind of corner around those two, and the other ones are fine. And then we have our zipper pouch all done. So we're gonna actually do another one. I'm gonna do this one off camera, and this one is gonna have the same exact process, but we're gonna use our our purple zipper, and we are going to I'm gonna do this. This is with our thicker one. So as you can see, this one in comparison to this one like can bend a lot easier. This one bends, like you see how it curves and bends. So just a different look, but still cute. This one feels more like fabric, honestly, because it's thinner, you know? So, okay, so I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna be right back and show you. Okay, I'm working on the next one, and this is only taking me all of like 2 seconds, but I realized that I did it upside down on one side. Oh gosh, that's not even the reason I came on here. I came on here to tell you that if you want to make sure that your zipper stays even, just put a clip on the bottom here, and then you can take it out later. Okay guys, so this one is done, and it came out perfect. I mean, not perfect, because you know nothing's perfect, but it came out so cute. And when you open it up, remember we did not line this one, but it's still cute on the inside, and it's like super stiff, very sturdy. And then this one has a little more give, but when you open this one up, you can see that it's lined on the inside. So look how cute these came out, right? So I hope that this tutorial was helpful. I know people are afraid of zippers, but this is an easy project for a zipper. Literally, I had, you know, like I'm still new in sewing, and I'm still like a beginner. So if I can do it, you can do it, truly. And also, sewing with fabric is actually a lot easier, but the only thing is with fabric, you have to turn it inside out. So I will do a tutorial on how to do this with fabric, and I did not round my little corners here on this one. This one came out so cute. I love them both, actually. Which one is your favorite? Comment below. And also comment if you're gonna try this, and please hype this video. I've never like Okay, this one does not want to cut. Oh, because it's this is 10 millimeters. Okay, it's like no, thank you, no. This one is just gonna get manually corner rounded because this thing is super thick. It's like 2 5 ml things, so it's like no, sorry, I won't work. Now the crocodile would have done it easily. Okay, so anyway, you guys, which one of these are your favorite? Don't forget to, oh, this is the back of this one because I like the zipper to open on the left, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. So anyway, you guys, let me know if you try this and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.